Hello, welcome. My name is Lauren with the Laurel Leaf Owl, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to shuffle a deck of tarot cards. And we're going to go into 5 different methods you can use. And before I go into those methods and some variations of those methods, I do want to mention the importance and significance of setting our intention even as we shuffle. So it's good to set an intention before starting the tarot reading, but even as I'm shuffling during the tarot reading, maybe I'm pulling more cards, I'm not just shuffling. I'm setting the intention that what's coming through is the message that really wants to come through and is really meant to come through. So I may ask the question, what message do you have for us today? And I'm kind of internally stating, this is the message that wants to come through. And then I usually get jumper cards, and I usually take the jumper cards, and whatever card comes through, I just can trust the process of this, that's the message that wants to be shared at that time. So I love putting that into shuffling, and I've found that actually helps me get into a bit of a flow state when I'm reading. So I almost feel like a deeper connection with the cards and with the energy. So that's been an integral part of my tarot practice. And whenever I'm shuffling, I'm not just shuffling, I'm keeping my intention in mind and connection with the deck. So now let's get into the different ways you can shuffle your tarot cards. Okay, so the first way you can shuffle your tarot cards is the famous overhand shuffle. So I'm actually only holding one card. It doesn't have to be one card, but I'm taking most of the cards up in this hand. And this is my dominant hand. I'm right-handed, so you might do this the other way around. And then I just drop a couple on the top. Drop a few cards on the top. So just like this. That was a big clump. And then you can get faster at it. So you see my thumb is kind of moving to guide the cards. You can start doing this slowly. And yeah, you can even use your thumb to pull the cards down if you want to do it like that. Just drop a few cards on the top. And that is how you do the overhand shuffle. You can do a variation. So I like to hold the cards portrait because my hands are small. But a lot of people do landscape, and this actually hurts. I can't actually grab more than this, but this is another way to do it. And just again, drop them on the top, or you could grab with your thumb, grab some cards with your thumb if you want to do it that way. And that's the overhand. So the other variations on this are over and under, over and under, over, and then drop some cards under. And it might actually be easier, this one, holding them this way. Over, under, just like that. And then if those are a little bit difficult, I want to show you this variation where you can actually just take cards off the top and put them on the bottom, and I'm place holding with my index finger here, so I keep track of how many cards have been shuffled. So grab some on the top, grab some cards from the top and place them underneath. And that's another way to get the same result. And it's just what works best for you, what you feel most comfortable with. So that is another way to do this style of shuffling. All right, and the next way we're going to go over is the riffle shuffle or casino shuffle. Now, again, I have small hands, but one way you can do this is long ways. So I actually have my ring and index, no, my middle and ring finger on one side, my thumb on the other side. And then my pinky is kind of tucked in. I don't think it has to be, but that's what I'm doing. The index and pinkies are tucked in. So I'm squeezing the cards and I'm pushing with my index finger. So squeezing and then the index fingers are pushing. And I'm holding them down on the table, and you just do it like so. And I think it's I have to stand up because the table's too tall. You don't have to do the bridge, but if you want to do the bridge, you just hold them with your fingers like this, and then slowly let your fingers down, and you do a bridge. And of course, you don't have to do a bridge, but that is something you can add in there. So again, that feels a little uncomfortable for me because I have small hands. So I usually just riffle shuffle like this way. So I think this way, I have 3 fingers on one side, the thumbs on the top, tuck the index fingers in, squeeze the cards, and then push with the index fingers. Yeah, and that's how to riffle shuffle. Now, if you want to incorporate reversals into your reading, and let's say your cards are starting all upright, you can flip one of the sides around and shuffle that way. So it's a little awkward, but it does the job, and you can mix up the cards this way. And another little question that might pop up is how to know when to stop. And it's really like adding spices to a recipe, you know, that you're kind of just dabbling with spices and you kind of put the spices into the recipe, and then there's that moment you just feel like, okay, it's enough. It's the same thing with tarot. If you want a little more structure, so with the casino or riffle shuffle, you can definitely just have a set number of times that you always do. So I usually have a set number of times that I riffle shuffle in the beginning of the reading. And then after I've done that, I sometimes cut the deck afterwards, and then it just feels complete. And that's usually my process. So whether you just want to feel it when it's right to stop shuffling, or you want to have a set number of times, either way, whatever resonates most with you. Okay, and the next style of shuffling is the piles. So you can do piles like this. Oh, okay, let me fix the camera or the angle. And then you can put them back in a different order. Again, if you want to incorporate reversals, you can flip one of the piles around, whichever pile you'd like, and then incorporate some reversals that way. Or you could also do many piles to shuffle the deck a little bit more. So you could do like 7 piles or however many piles you'd like to do. If you have a set number you want to do, or if you want to do different numbers every time, and you can kind of pick them up in the way that feels in an intuitive way, just whichever order feels best for you. And the next method you can use is dealing the cards. So I'm dealing the cards like so, and you could do 1 card at a time. It'll get a nice thorough shuffle, but you see here, like sometimes more cards just feel like they want to come out. So you can do that too. You could be a little bit more intuitive about it. Like if more cards come out, that's what happens. And yeah, you could do 1 card dealing, 2 card dealing, or you just do it like this, and if more cards come out, then more cards come out. Okay, so that's another way to get them nice and shuffled. And then you can pick them up in whichever order feels right for you. All right, and the final way I'm going to show to shuffle tarot cards is, I think I'm calling it the mosh pit. But I think I've heard it called the washing machine. And this is pretty much it. Counterclockwise for a while, and then go the other way if you want to, just to really mix them up. This is another great way to kind of refresh the reversals in the deck if you're using reversals in your readings. And just be mindful, the corners might want to bump into each other when you bring them closer together. So just be gentle and make sure, you know, the corners aren't getting damaged when you're doing this. And that is how to do the mosh pit or washing machine shuffle. So there you have it. Those are 5 ways, plus some variations on how to shuffle a deck of tarot cards. And it's up to you which methods you want to use for which parts of the reading. So you might use, you know, dealing the cards to shuffle before starting the reading. You might do the riffle shuffle before starting the reading, or cutting the cards, or using one of the pile methods before beginning the reading. And then during the reading, if you want to pull more cards, you might use one of the overhand shuffles, like so, or this method that we went over. And then just pull cards intuitively when it feels right to pull a card. Or you can wait for jumpers and do it a little bit quickly and wait for a jumper card to fall out, like so. So thank you for being here. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe below for more tarot content like this. And also, if you'd like to get a free tarot guide with all the tarot meanings upright and reversed on 2 pages, so you don't have to flip around pages to look at meanings, I have that resource in the description below as well. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Until next time, take care. Bye.